regardless, as soon as I go live, I get a beautiful "we're having connection issues" message. So this may end up working out because with the connection issues, I mean, since I had a rougher day than anticipated, so I don't know that I'll be able to have the energy to actually go over the entire Chilito manifesto like I had thought I was going to do. So this might be for the next month on Thursday nights. I read one of the planks in Chilito's. Oh, actually, there are people here. Didn't think there would be. Good morning. Good morning. So, gosh, I guess I will have to put on a show if there are actually people showing up. So, like I said in the kind of introductory thing, I went to LawZ's website and I found manifesto and looking over it, and I figured thought I would read it aloud, so there can be a permanent record of his genius and his brilliance and whatever else. Well, admit I don't have the mental energy to really analyze anything in it tonight, but I will certainly go over it. Let me just get it set up here. Hope everyone is doing okay. And I guess if someone else wants to commentate, I'll put the link up there just because. So there we go. If anybody else wants to come on. About, we can do that too, and I can set aside the manifesto because I actually try to analyze it tonight. If you're reading it, move there, get back, or not. There we go. Yay! Now it looks better. Hello. Oh, I guess up front here I should mention that if you are in the Seattle area, you want to swing by Washington on Baker Street this Saturday. I'll be there with a bunch of other authors at Page Turner Books or per Page Turner Comics, one of the places. Say hi and that you know from YouTube, and I'll give you a free copy of Hick the Role Playing Game. Yes, I will start reading it right now. That's why I have it up on the screen here. It's called Mission Statement. And I don't even know that Chilito can write a proper manifesto, because I would think that manifestos would be like any kind of documents here, and they would summarize it at the beginning and then lay out the planks in the end. But he just seems to plunge right into it. So yes, I shall now start the reading of the Delete LawZ mission, which can be found on the website. I hope to link down below. If not, I'll do that. I meant to, but like I said, today has kind of been a bit crazy. Not in the Chilito kind of way, though. So, the mission statement has 4 main objectives, or maybe his mission has 4 main objectives. Number 1, overturn Terry versus Ohio, or Terry v. Ohio. The devastating impact of Terry v. Ohio on the civil liberties of all Americans, especially, No, sorry. I'm already screwing up here. On civil liberties and all Americans, dash, comma, especially if you happen to be a black American, cannot be understated. This ruling and the law stemming from it effectively and unequivocally places greater value on the safety. In fact, greater value is placed not only on on actual safety, but on the belief of a threat to or fear for the safety of members of law enforcement. Police officers. Whoa, there we go. Now I lost my place. Police officers with a documented record of racial discrimination and or allegations of serious conduct, including excessive use of force, are protected by and afforded unreasonable liberty under this ruling. The precedents established by Terry v. Ohio have established. Wait, I lost my place, or I skipped a line. The precedents established in Terry v. Ohio have resulted in government-sanctioned murder of Americans. This is why I lose my place, because there's just so much nonsense here. Resulted in government-sanctioned murder of Americans. Terry versus Ohio plus, it's a plus sign, Terry versus Ohio plus Graham versus Connor equates to an agent of the government, capital G government, initiating the contact via proactive policing. When the subject responds with any degree of consternation, the law enforcement officer can then either beat or kill him, invoking Graham's "I was in fear for my life" policy. Yeah, yeah, because that happens with an officer again and again in worlds that exist outside of A. Sub A, for no reason. Until 1960, the primary function of the Supreme Court was to deny the civil liberty of Americans. Then, with passing of the Civil Liberties Act, its ability to do so was effectively curtailed for the first time in history. So, yeah, I'm stumbling here because this is not making a lot of sense to me. Sub B, for no apparent reason. However, the Supreme Court did not wait long to resume its most ardent objective, to deny blacks equal treatment and right under the law, which is why in 1968 the Supreme Court of the U.S. ruled to place greater worth and more value on officer safety than on the lives of its citizens, more specifically on the lives of black Americans. I must have missed something in that ruling. I'll have to do some research, I guess, because I don't recall anything in there about um, placing officer safety above the lives of black Americans. Subsection D, and no, that's not me just skipping. It goes subsection A, subsection B, and then subsection D, extensions of Terry v. Ohio, aka death laws. Subsection to D, South Dakota versus Opperman. And then there's a citation, then there's a third citation, a case Illinois Gates. So those are death laws, I guess. And I did look up death laws, and I don't find anyone. I couldn't find anyone using the term death laws in any sense other than estate planning, assisted suicide laws. So this AKA death laws, this must be a Chilito thing. So we have these subsections. I'm not quite sure what they're there for. And we skip from subsection B to subsection D. So as a manifesto, it was a convenience or loss of rights was worth the increased officer safety. Yeah, I rather think that was the general idea. Um, any other questions or comments before I move on to the next brilliant uh, plank in the? I'm also going to assume that this must be the platform for the Chilito party, because he said he had it written. And then he said it was being written. The party that he will be running as when he runs for election of president of Ohio or Oklahoma, wherever it was he was going to run for president of, rather than governor. But then he changed it to governor, so who knows? No other comments, questions? Okay, then move on to plank number 2, which I laughed when I skimmed it earlier. So 2, and the uh, mission objectives of Chilito, the Chilito Party, the Delete LawZ massive movement. We seek reform to the United States districts Uh-oh, maybe I am not connecting. They are trying to stop the manifesto from being shared with the public. That's what's going on. Because see, it's just disappeared off the screen. Uh, sigh. And I was getting fired up. Okay, so I am still broadcasting, despite the weird glitches that I'm seeing here. Okay, well, anyhow, I was about to do the second section of the Chilito Manifesto. To me, this sounds absolutely ridiculous. So maybe someone out there can enlighten me as to it not being ridiculous. So, as I said, the vast movement that Chilito is the leader of says we seek reform of the selection process. 6 districts with 9 elected Supreme Court justices, a total of 54 elected Supreme Court justices. Our judicial system funds thousands of judges to put Americans in cages, but only 9 to ensure that those justices have ruled fairly and constitutionally. It is not only unreasonable, it is obscene and must change. Yeah, or it's my connection. Could be both. The only thing that our Supreme Court hears cases about is our civil liberties. Okay. Because the Supreme Court only hears cases about our civil liberties, we have the right to elect the people who are in charge of our right to life, to liberty, to the pursuit of happiness, and to due process. Because history shows the Supreme Court has not ruled to protect those civil liberties, quite the opposite. For example, in Sitz versus State Police, the Supreme Court said the empirical evidence shows that this program works. And emphasis added, I presume, because it's on the page there. Yep, I figured. As much. It's got to be. In direct sunlight of this ruling and others, we can see the Supreme Court does not defend our civil liberties. Well, I guess we have to look up Citizens Michigan State Police because I see no reason to believe that the empirical evidence shows that this program works. And so the Supreme Court does not defend our civil. The main reason for this, we feel, is because between them and us, it's called education and experience with interpreting the law as the canons of the law. That would be one barrier. Although the Chile Manifesto says that that barrier is the president. We do not truly elect our president. He is an elitist, from George Washington to Donald Trump, and that is unlikely to change. Then this elitist chooses another elitist that his political party has vetted and chosen. We feel that this is outrageous. It is outrageous that we people don't choose to act both the arts and the party of our civil liberties and propose an alternative in order to institute a balance for the end of the second plank. So, what exactly is it that he thinks the federal courts do? Or the state districts and superior courts? No, it's probably mine. Probably my internet is acting up. I really don't know why it is that I can surf the internet just fine, and then come on here to talk about the manifesto, and still wonky. Although, so does anyone have questions about how the Supreme Court expanded from 9 justices that are appointed and who is term and political presidents and fads, pods, how not those 9 that used to be 6 have to be replaced by 54 elected Supreme Court justices. Justices that would be elected by the same people who keep voting for the City Council of Seattle. I was trying to find a quote from the person that it's actually the evil thing to and this important information from getting out there. So if there aren't any additional comments on the genius idea that he has for the Supreme Court and how it needs to go from 9 to 54, and how it at least looks to me that he's not quite comprehending how the 3 branches of government interact, or even how the branches of government interact out as of the heroes the people that he claims to risk. At least not the way I read them. And why is this now doing this over here? Oh my God. Yeah. All right. Well, section 3 or plank 3. And he also can format this, right? because you can see here that this is the end without any kind of punchy summary. Goes into number 3. 3 is not bolded. Was 2 bolded up above? No, it was not. Okay. So yeah, well, at least he got that right. But so put a space in here either. So point 3, we intend to champion effective and creative reform, semicolon. The Montesquieu, Locke, and Rousseau agencies. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's absolutely it's unworkable. Um, it it doesn't function in the sense of, well, he says Montesquieu here. Montesquieu guy with, I'm probably butchering the name though. He was the, memory serves, it's about 25 years, but if memory serves, he was the first guy that came up with the 3 branches, co-equal branches of government that would balance each other out. That would almost be at odds with each other at times. That whole thing is ridiculous, and it's only, I think this next bit is going to be even more ridiculous. Subsections are numbered rather than lettered like they were above. Let's see if he skips one. So we have the Montesquieu, Locke, and Rousseau agencies. In this grand future will be brought to light by Chilito and his massive movement. Using the principle Jean-Jacques Rousseau, John Locke, and Montesquieu. So Montesquieu doesn't have a first name apparently. The other guys do. Yeah. Guess ran out of the budget. What was Montesquieu's first name? He must have had one. I just don't recall what it is. Let me see. Was it? Let's see if I have it. Charles Montesquieu. And let me go back to here. Yes, Charles Montesquieu. So we need to apply a system of checks and balances on police immediately by forming 2 agencies that will be the guardians of liberty, and a 3rd agency will oversee and congressional district lines. So the states don't play into his brave new world, I guess. Jock said, "Show me the character of a man, and I'll show you how much education he has." Let's listen to our Enlightenment thinkers of police and until we phase out the entire idea of law enforcement. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's again why this is such a stupid idea. 6 districts, each electing 9 justices for a total of 54. I can't even begin to imagine how limited here, obviously. Yes, Dave King, the comfy chair torture bands will be showing up soon. Uh, hopefully it'll be, yeah. Thank you, Kelly. If you have thoughts, leave them in the comments, and hopefully you'll get your earphones fixed. Yep, it does describe him. Yeah, you can tell his character. He should not be. Yeah, that's not a sentence he should pull out. But he wants to keep a small portion of the police until we can phase out the entire idea of, quote, law enforcement. take half or even 60% of their funding and put it into these two new agencies, the Montesquieu and the Locke. Then move to a digital detainment system where police no longer arrest individuals. People willingly agree to go with police because they are being filmed. Only the criminally insane or the most uneducated will refuse. What that means for those individuals is mandatory education or psychiatric evaluation to determine if they are criminally insane. This is the guy who ran out on a misdemeanor, right? Am I remembering this correctly? In Ironton, Ohio, he ran out on what was a misdemeanor. Um, all right. And yeah, okay, good. I was about to bring that up, so I'm glad someone smarter than I beat me to it. Yes, Locke. Yeah, exactly. That's what Locke was talking about, and he is also kind of screwing up Rousseau here. Uh, but let's see about these agencies that he has. The first agency is Montesquieu. Actually, something else. Shouldn't he be going all the way back if he's going to be building this with these three guys? Shouldn't he be going back to Hobbes? Isn't that where some of these ideas, these are reactions to Hobbes? But seems like if he's going to be doing this, he needs to he needs to have like all four of these guys in the mix. So there needs to be a Hobbes agency as well, shouldn't there? Or is it just, or again, has it been too long since I've actually read this? Yeah. Well, and it has worked so well in the area I live, this whole digital detention, as in home arrests with, what are those called? Ankle bracelets on. It doesn't work. Right. Oh, I could be misremembering Haas, but I thought there was some kind of governmental reorganization. So maybe these three are where Chilito needs to start his utopia. Because like I said, it's been about 25 years since I've read any of this stuff. But the first agency is the Montesquieu. Every time a police officer has an interaction with anybody, this unit is deployed. We don't need 15 cops deployed at the same time. We need 4 cops and 4 auditors. They are on-site auditors who retrieve all the body cam footage. They have the power of subpoena, and they have the power to arrest. The second agency is Locke. This agency oversees district attorneys. Their primary function is to review district attorneys' cases. District attorneys in America get paid bonuses based on winning percentage, meaning they get paid by the number of people they put in cages. Okay, where are the cages? Where are they? Where these dungeons are that he talks about? I have so stupid, so absolutely stupid. And where do district attorneys get paid bonuses based on winning percentage? I'm pretty sure nowhere. Um, I know this is a manifesto, but throwing out shit like that, it would be useful to have some kind of footnotes or some kind of context. He was citing random court cases up above, so why can't he back up his wild claim here? Especially given the reality that most district attorneys actually are go the opposite direction. He says here that incentivizing incarceration must come to an end immediately. This is from what year? This website looks like it was put, I saw a date somewhere, 2001, I think is when this is from. There hasn't been any, quote, incentivizing of incarceration for quite some time. So either Chilito's utopia is coming into effect, or he's full of shit and exists in his own reality. But no, seriously, if somebody out there can tell me just one municipality or state where prosecuting attorneys or district attorneys get, quote, bonuses based on winning percentage. I suspect, well, you know what? God damn it, I'm going to ruin the reading here, and I'm going to look it up right now. District attorney bonuses based on winning percentage. Based on winning cases. Let's try this instead, since that got me nothing. All right, well, here's about private attorneys getting salaries and bonuses for winning cases. Oh, here we go. DA Chambers offers bonuses for prosecutors who hit targets. All right, so Colorado, it looks like. DA Chambers offers bonuses. 18th Judicial District Attorney has created an unusual incentive for her felony prosecutors, paying them bonuses if they achieve a predetermined standard for conviction rates at trial. So conviction rates. That does not mean incarceration. After all, Chilito pled guilty, or pled no contest, whatever the hell he pled, and he didn't go to jail. All right, so Chambers. All right, so I have to take it back. I guess there is a place where this has been proposed. But other Colorado district attorneys say neither typically award bonuses. Yeah, the other district attorneys say they neither typically. Oh, for fuck's sake! Excuse my language, but these pop-up ads are driving me insane. Yeah, other Colorado district attorneys say they neither typically award bonuses nor tie performance evaluations to a conviction goal. And public defenders say they worry that a prosecutor just shy of the mark might be tempted to drive a harder bargain just to get the bonus. Yeah. Okay, so this is in 2010. She was proposing this. Okay, well, the idea seems absolutely stupid to me, but several officials from other jurisdictions say that deputy district attorney's job is far too complicated to boil down to a conviction rate. See, that's kind of where I was coming from what what little I know about how things operate. Boulder, blah blah blah. I want my department in trial as much as possible, but I want them focused on doing the right thing on their cases, said Boulder County District Attorney Stan Garnett. Okay, well, I guess some wacky prosecutor out there is proposing it. Well, and she was, well, this is What year was this anyway? It was 2010 she was doing it initially. 2011 is when this is from. Well, maybe it's an idea that's caught on. Maybe Chilito is more plugged in. Uh, yeah, Hobbes wanted a fair and just ordered government. But Chilito's point is that the government is evil and oppressive and using the police and the Supreme Court to keep the black man down. Um, so that's why I was wondering whether he should throw Hobbes into the mix. But maybe not, since it seems like his utopia leans more in the Rousseau direction. But okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that there was a prosecutor out there doing that. And so the police were standing about saying, be a good little boy and hand yourself over even though you're a naughty serial killer. Basically, yeah. And the third agency in his mix here, the Rousseau agency, will oversee and redraw congressional district lines all across America. We suggest double-blind study between major institutions which will determine these congressional district lines rather than the current system, which is flawed and blatantly corrupt. As a political document, this isn't all that good, because we got assertions without any real kind of context or anything how to arrive at this. This is even dumber than I would have given Chilito credit for. I'm kind of disappointed, actually. Now, the fourth one here, one of these things is not, and now this is happening again over here. I can see people talking, but I can't get down to where you are. Let's see. Oh, for gosh sakes. Oh, there we go. Nope. All right. Well, you guys are being clever and witty, and I'm missing it all probably. All right. Let's see. What is this? They get bonuses on the TV shows. That's what Chili knows. Yeah, probably. And then conviction rates at trials, not plea deals. Yeah. Okay, so number 4. This is where one of these is not like 4. We intend to pitch a scripted series to Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Amazon, and so on and so forth, and whatever else is out there. The scripted series shows the story of policing in America. Capital P, capital A. Policing in America, past, present, and the future. We will phase out this brand of, quote, policing in America and create a brand new security and education. Oh, a new brand of security and education. What is this scripted series? How does this play into that? This content and these new ideas need to reach millions and millions of viewers, not only in the US, but across the globe. Let's not leave people to wonder. Let's let them see what digital entertainment looks like with a high-end production in a 10-episode scripted series that is pre-written. Oh, let's try that one again. That's why I should be doing this cold. The content of let's not leave people to wonder. Let's let them see what digital entertainment looks like with high end production in a 10 episode scripted series that's pre-written. It's a 10 episode scripted series that's pre-written as opposed to a scripted series that is what? Yeah, I saw the pilot episode on IMDb. I didn't realize it was available on YouTube. Well, I saw the listing for it. I didn't actually see it. Um, so yeah, so he wants to do three things with this series. So this. I guess this is out of date then. So his 10 episode series. Here's what he wants to do: show the real history of the United States. Show how it is now today. Point one, point two, point three, or point three. Show what a future history looks like with digital attainment and education instead of prisons, where you can't go home, but all you have to do is learn this and you can leave. So there you go. There's the double decker buses. Um, the guy from what was that film with the guys with the bowler hats and the white suits? Is that what Chilito is envisioning here? You know, that kind of re-education. You can't go home. Yeah. What's the future history? That's actually a good question. Um, I guess this series of his must, if I were to write this, I guess I would have it structured like a lecture where, you know, it's a college class and everyone is or a grade school class, everyone is dressed up like they're, you know, a Kurt Swan drawing from 1970 Superman comics showing the brave future. Um, yeah, with Chili's brilliant acting. Yeah, he thinks he's Raquel Welch. He can create his own projects and people will fund them. Um, that only works if you've actually had a career. Anyhow, he's showing a future history with digital detainment and education instead of prisons, where you can't go home, but all you have to do is learn this and you can leave. Yeah, learn this. Brainwashing you until you behave. Clockwork Orange. Yes, thank you, Dave. That's what I was thinking of. Um, and it is not going to be a prison. It is going to be a regular city with with a million cameras. Why does someone think this is a good thing? It's a city where you can have relationships, where you can bring your family, where you can have a job, etc. Oh, this is the prison. Okay, all right, now I get it now. So you do something that is judged to be bad by the Montesquieu agency, I guess. They scoop you up and they throw you into this city. And they throw you into this city where you can have relationships, you can bring your family, you can have a job. When you lock people in a cage for 15, 20 years, they are ruined. They are ruined for themselves and they are ruined for us. Well, what about the people that they ruined to get 15 to 20 years? That's not something that you just get for oh, good for you guys. Yeah, that's it. If you want a tax deduction, maybe fund a chili project, but other than that, if you're trying to do it because you're hoping to get a return on your investment, or even have something good come out of it, then yeah. If somebody is that bad, they can go live in a city where instead of bars and guards, there are video cameras. So okay, this is. I think I've seen this movie, Escape from New York. I think it was called. So Chili's brave future, grand future, is a cross between The Clockwork Orange and Escape from New York. So the people in this town, they get to have interpersonal relationships. They get to have a job. They get to sleep in their own bed. They get to have a knife, a fork and a knife. They are treated like humans instead of animals. Only the criminal insane will hurt and kill people when they are put into a regular city. So is a regular city the place with a million cameras, or is the place with a million cameras the city? Okay, you guys need to help me out here because I'm losing track of cities. So in this future utopia, people live in cities like we do now. Criminals do criminal things. They get scooped up by the Montesquieu agency and they get put in a city with a million cameras, but the city isn't walled or otherwise there's no guards or anything, just cameras. And then the Montesquieu agency's auditors stop them from leaving the city. How do they stop them from leaving the city? They get brainwashed to stay? Or sorry, they get educated to stay? Is that how this utopia works? And but the criminally insane that will hurt and kill people, where do they go? Do they go into the regular city and they can just keep hunting and killing people? This is. Well, yeah. What am I missing here? Am I misunderstanding here his quote future history? Yeah. Well, see, that's actually the thing. It's looking to me like these four cops you would have would be, you would have the Justice Department, and the judges are running around deciding whether you are good or bad and immediately passing sentence on you and shipping you off to. I I can imagine this, but I'm not imagining it as good. I don't know, Carrie. RoboCop is, I think, a little closer to the real world today, where you got corporations pretty much dictating on one level at least. Um, but yeah, what do we have? Three types of cities in this utopia. One where normal people live. Two where criminals go to live and their families get shipped there with them. Whether well, presumably the families want to go with the criminals. Um, I would assume so. And is it criminals or just people that are just deemed to be antisocial? Like, would Chilito be a criminal in this future society? Would someone who can't take criticism and who runs around and files uh, frivolous lawsuits and threatens people with violence, would that be a criminal that would be shipped to the city with a million cameras? And is there a third city where all of the criminally insane people, is that what he is a regular city? Is that really some sort of uh, Murderville where all the violent psycho killers are sent and they just take each other out? How what are these cities? And what is the and how does this show even work? You're showing the real history of the United States. You're showing how it is today, and then you're showing this bizarre future where there's these cities. I hope this wasn't a pitch that he took to anyone actually, because if this was a pitch he brought to somebody, he should have answered all these questions that are coming up here when he put it on out here for the public. But at the end, we don't stop and we won't quit until Terry v. Ohio is overturned in our lives. We won't quit until Terry versus Ohio is overturned in our lives. That makes no sense whatsoever. The next gen must take the ball. So I guess the next generation is what he's trying to say. The next generation, and that's capitalized, the next generation must take the ball to create and pass the 28th Amendment, semicolon, breaking up the Supreme Court of the United States into 6 elected districts, 9 elected justices by the people in each district. Breaking the Supreme Court up into 6 elected districts, 9 elected justices by the people in the district. So the people in the district vote that they're going to be in the district, and then they vote for the judges? And what city are they living in when they're doing this? Or is this, we're back to reality now and no longer doing the fictional Netflix series? Or is a fictional Netflix series supposed to be prophetic? I'm doing a very bad reading of Chilito's manifesto. I'm sorry, but this just was a lot more confusing to me than I thought it would be. I halfway figured he'd lay out his ideas in a way that was comprehensible to mere mortals such as myself. Because Lord knows I'm not among them. I'm nowhere near the most powerful being or most powerful force in the universe. So anyhow, 28th Amendment that's going to break up the Supreme Court into 6 elected districts, 9 elected justices by the people in each district. The currently appointed, 9 tyrants would be broken up into 6 districts. They would have to run for re-election in 6 years. I think there actually is an institution that is vaguely like what he's proposing here. What is it called? Oh my. What is that institution called? I guess I will have to do Chilito here. What is that institution? Tell me, side chat, what is that institution called? Where the people elect someone for every 6 years. Oh my God. So, oh my. So basically, he wants to take the legislative branch, oh my God. So the three branches of government go away in Chilito's system, I guess. There's no reason that anybody in the world should be appointed to a position in the government of the United States of America. That's just the end of that paragraph about the Supreme Court and the elected districts that are electing judges that are running for office every 6 years. Let's see, what else? Oh, that's the end of it. Join us. Chant the chant for change. Overturn Terry. Overturn Perry. Overturn Terry. Okay, well, I'm confused. And I'm left kind of speechless. I'm still back on his imaginary utopia with the three kinds of cities, and I'm trying to figure out whether the criminally insane will just be allowed to run around and kill and hurt people when, quote, they are put into a regular city. And how do you define a criminal in this utopia? If the murderers are put into a, quote, regular city. Yeah, I'm stuck on this fiction because that is the only part that seems worth brain power. Although this Montesquieu, Locke, and Rousseau agency trifecta fits in with this imaginary world from the Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Amazon, and so on and so forth series. So I don't know why this keeps coming up. It keeps not letting me see what's going on with you guys. Why did you put the YouTube link to another vid in the chat? I did? When did I do that? Oh, here we go. Now I can see some of this. Sound like a good system for the rich, but not for the poor. Rich can afford to be rescued from the prison city, but the poor are stuck there. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, what kind of crime is included in this world? What is crime in this world other than disagreeing with the Montesquieu agency? Chile wants to be supreme ruler. Oh yeah, of course he would be. Chile would go to the insane city. Well, that's the thing. Where is the insane city? Is that the, quote, regular city where all the murderers and killers are? Were you? Did I screw up when I tried to put this link out there? Did I end up putting up the wrong link? See, I tried to put that link, and I know that ZXL was putting up links to some of his videos, so maybe that's what you saw. But if I put up a link to some video, ZXL, Washington, D.C., that would be the city of crazy people, yeah. Okay, so the criminals go to, in the scripted series in which, actually the scripted series is propaganda. I mean, that actually is what this is, because that's the utopia that he wants to create, because he thinks this scripted series will, quote, help phase out this brand of policing in America and create a new brand of security and education. So yeah, this series is propaganda for these asinine ideas. Um, and what's this here? Something just beeped. Oh, there we go. Hello. This would be the Welsh News Network
Yeah,
that has joined us. Yeah, if there was some stray link up there, I I messed up. Uh,
I did wonder why you
Cause
were sending us to another one of your vids. Thankfully, it was one of your own vids, so you still got a view.
yeah, okay, yeah, I thought I'd clicked on the link that would let people come up because I said that I said, hey, if you want to come on up, just click that link. But oops, yeah, sorry.
That's all right, but Steve, we should have some fun with this. I reckon we could flesh out his ideas here to make an actual script.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what's going through my head as I'm reading through this. I'm saying there's a setting here. There's story fodder here. And why is
Oh
this
yeah, I
being?
mean, I think it's going to be a dystopian hellhole, but there's definitely a script.
Oh my gosh, why is this not? All right, I guess. Oh, I know why. There we go. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah. This would be. I mean, this is seriously. This world that at least I'm envisioning here. It is. It's like somebody brought up Judge Dredd. It's Clockwork Orange. Um. Actually, it's also the world from. It's one of my favorite comics. Oh my gosh, what's the English name of it? Lorelei and it's a French science fiction comic. It's time travelers, and they end up wiping out their own timeline at one point.
Yeah,
Um,
it's usually a bad idea to time travel.
yeah, but yes, no, there's potential here. Not potential as a working future society, but as a as a script. Yeah, definitely. Um,
But I'm surprised that he wants Russo.
that he what? I'm sorry.
I'm surprised that he's such a big fan of Russo.
Yeah, the again, it could be many years. It could be just way too long since I've read Rousseau, but it seems like he would be way too. Uh, well,
Authoritarian, enjoying cutting off people's heads. He was the philosopher of the French Revolution.
yeah. Was that Rousseau or no? That's Rousseau. Yeah. Okay, I'm confusing Hobbes and Rousseau. That's what I'm doing. All right. Yep. Yep. I'm being goofy. Uh,
Hobbes is the one who wanted a fair and balanced system, but if you stepped out of line, the police should absolutely beat you to death.
yeah. Yeah. And Rousseau was the social contract guy, right? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. It's coming back to me now. Um, uh, yeah. Well, I don't. Well, I think you're right because Chile's system definitely does seem to be you have a there's an elite and they get to decide what's right and wrong in all cases. And Rousseau had more kind of a not. Let me see if I'm remembering this right. Um, people enter into the social contract, but they basically give up all individual rights because there is a supreme leader in Rousseau's society, right? Am I remembering this correctly?
No, Rousseau was more communistic, collectivism.
Okay.
Montesquieu was, like you say, more there was a social contract, but you gave up your rights because there was a supreme leader.
That was Montesquieu. Okay. God, I need to.
You know, the dark days of the French Revolution where they were just basically executing everybody and anybody in sight. And eventually, even those who'd done the French Revolution revolted against them and executed the people who were executing people.
Yeah.
Rousseau was the poster child for the ones who were just executing everybody in sight who dared say anything that opposed the revolution. He was their philosopher. The one that they all turned to was Rousseau.
Okay. And he was the one that was also anti-religion, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm starting. I think.
You see,
And I think
Chile kind of knows about Rousseau for one reason and one reason only: the Statue of Liberty.
Oh.
Liberté, égalité, fraternité.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
That's the only way he knows of him. That's about the knowledge of him. Because he gets the works of Rousseau confused with Hobbes, confused with Montesquieu.
Okay. Rousseau. Yes. Now I'm remembering. He was also the one with the rich, and they basically steal the resource and they trick the poor people into following them, essentially.
Yeah.
Accept them as rulers. Yes. Okay. All right. Yep. It's slowly seeping back into my mind. But yeah, I if yeah, now I'm really trying to. I was actually, when I started reading this, I was kind of thinking that this would let me understand his ideas a bit more. I know that sounds silly, but I really would like to comprehend what it is that he goes
But
on
you
about.
have to remember, they're not his ideas. He's watched 5-minute segments of other people's YouTube ideas and tried to mesh them all together.
Let's see. Rousseau called something else. Was he called the Hammer of Paris? I don't know.
No, Rousseau was the philosopher and enlightened thinker behind the revolution. You're thinking of, what the hell was his name? Damn it, I can't remember his name, but he was basically the head of the secret police for the revolution and everything. That's going to bug me.
Yeah, I tried to Google it and I got nothing. Thought I'd cheat, but it did me no good. My Google foo is weak. Maybe I put quotation marks around it. The London Hammer, whatever that is. Ooh, I know where I can go. Maybe. I think it's called the Black Book. Let me see if I'm
Robespierre. Robespierre.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
It was Robespierre.
We did the same. We got
who executed everybody.
Yep. Yes. But you're right. A lot of what he was doing was because the folks that had kind of taken over the French Revolution were into Rousseau. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. It doesn't say anything bad about Rousseau, just that his ideas can be corrupted so easy. In the same way that Hitler was a big fan of Friedrich Nietzsche
Yeah.
and used a lot of Nietzsche's ideas and corrupted them for his master race theory.
Yep. And I get flack for this, and I take it willingly, but I also put oh my gosh, now I'm blanking on him. He wrote The Prince.
Machiavelli.
Machiavelli. Machiavelli gets a bit of a bad rap too from some of the way some of his ideas have been applied, in my opinion.
I agree with you.
Because he, frankly, a lot of what he wrote and talked about was basically just republicanism. I mean, small r republicanism, and
Yeah.
people
Also, a lot of what he wrote about was a warning of this is what people are doing to you.
Yep.
Just exactly. Other people took it as, oh, so that's how you do it. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah. Show this John Locke line just still sticks in my head. Show me the character of a man, and I'll show you how much education he has. I mean, that right there demonstrates what you said about Locke was talking about learning lifts people up, not whatever.
He wasn't coming at it from an elitist point of view. He was saying that we should educate everybody because then they would be better members of society and not commit crimes.
Right. Exactly.
Unfortunately, I went to a private secondary school. We literally, for 5 years, I had to learn this crap. I never thought it would actually be useful, and then along came Chile, and it's like, that's not what that says. All that.
Yeah, I read this stuff back in college, and a little bit as a teenager, but haven't put a lot of thought into it for, like I said, about 25 years. Other than just the occasional stray, oh, okay, I get what that is, from some old movie or something I've been watching, or someone else talking about things, but yeah, he's actually, that's one thing I will say for Chile. He's gotten me thinking about these philosophers that I really hadn't.
But he makes a mistake. These enlightened philosophers were not as big an influence on the US Constitution as he thinks.
Yeah.
Now, 17 out of the people who signed the US Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, who came up with the Constitution, were either born in Wales or of Welsh descent. Now, there is a document that's very, very similar to the US Constitution, dating back from the 900s, a Welsh Constitution.
Well, that's interesting.
There are literally whole paragraphs of that document from the 900s that appear in the US Constitution and Declaration of Independence. But he ignores that bit because he hasn't bothered to go look it up, and if he did, he wouldn't like it.
Actually, I'm going to make a note of that, because
it's the Constitution of Howell the Good.
Ninth century, you say?
Yeah.
All right. Make a note for myself.
Well, no, it'd be the 10th century, wouldn't it? It's the 900s, so that'd be the 10th century.
900. Okay. All right. Yeah, it would. All right. Just so I can look this up, because this sounds interesting.
It was actually the first constitution that ever gave women rights.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And made rape a crime.
Oh, here his name is Hywel Da. The Da? How's that? How's the double D?
Yeah, it's Howell Da, which just translates as Howell the Good. That's literally how history remembers him. Because of this document, he is remembered as Howell the Good,
Very
King of
cool.
Wales.
That's something that if it's in the mix that nobody really talks about. I mean, hell, they bring up again. Go back to wow. Why is his name out of my head today? The Prince writer. Jesus Christ.
Machiavelli.
Machiavelli. They bring up Machiavelli before they'll bring up the Welsh Constitution, referring to where people got their ideas from. But wow, I will definitely have to research that. Nietzsche was on happy pills. Otto did that. I don't get the reference. I hate when I don't get jokes. You're banned. And yeah, somebody made a comment up above about she was catching up, and I have not read the novels or seen the movies for Hunger Games, so for all I know, it probably is a lot like Hunger Games.
Well, to me, seemingly having these 6 different districts with 6 different Supreme Courts that can all make different rulings and disagree with each other seems a really good way of fostering civil war.
Yeah. And actually, I'm going to have to look this up too, because hell, maybe I'll even a guy named Jeff Grubb, since we were talking, this future society of Chilitos here, he did a game setting where, again, not a unique idea, but this was back in sometime in the 80s, where America had broken up into as either 5 or 6 sections that were warring with each other, or not warring, but they were at odds. They had been broken up over some legal disputes, if memory serves. So maybe this comes from an old Jeff Grubb manuscript. I'll have to look it up, and I'll see him on Saturday, so I'll have to ask him about it.
It's not a bad idea.
But yeah, I'm still just stuck on these cities.
I know, but one thing I would like to say is it's fine if people want to go research what we're talking about. That's a great idea. Brilliant. Just remember one thing. Sources matter.
Yeah.
Where you get your information from, very important.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. There's one. Where was that? Many years ago. I think I even saved the link. This thing called the. Okay, yeah, I never did finish looking into them. Something called the Constitutional Rights Foundation, which may or may not be a good place to look up that stuff. I do know they had some summaries of Locke and Montesquieu on there at one point. I just went to their website, and a bunch of videos are running now, so I'm going to close it because, god damn it, I hate pop-ups. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he's got. I could be wrong, but I don't know that Montesquieu or Locke would like seeing their ideas turned into a police that immediately scoops people up and throws them into cities. Maybe they would. I don't know. Doesn't really matter though, I suppose. But yeah, only the criminally insane or the most uneducated will refuse to be put in digital detainment and driven around double-decker buses.
Yeah, but there's no mention of what you actually do with them.
Yeah.
I mean, do we lock them up in prisons? Do we just shoot them in the back of the head? What?
Well, when he gets down into his fictional idea of the future, that's where he says that only the quote only the criminally insane will hurt and kill people when they are put into a regular city. But yeah, what do you do with the criminally insane? Are they put in, yeah, do you educate them? Do you put them on an island where they kill each other?
I mean, quite a lot of people who get charged with multiple murders try the whole insanity plea.
Mm-hmm.
They get evaluated, and most of the time it's found out, yeah, there's bugger all wrong with them. They're just bad people.
Yeah.
I don't think he understands that there's a huge difference between calling someone insane and a legal definition of insanity.
Well, actually, I just reread it here, and he says only the criminally insane. This is up under his where he's talking about how to reform policing. Only the criminally insane or the most uneducated will refuse treatment on the buses, I guess. What that means for those individuals is mandatory education or psychiatric evaluation to determine if they are criminally insane.
Okay, so if you're not criminally insane, you're sent to a re-education camp. So, hello, North Korea.
Yeah. 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 No, this is. It's funny how he likes going on about freedom and civil rights, and at least the way I'm seeing this leads straight into the most totalitarian of totalitarian societies.
Yep. Also, isn't it funny? He wants people to go for psychological evaluations, but hates psychiatrists and thinks they're all child molesters. So, who's going to be doing the psychological evaluation?
Yeah.
His words, by the way, not mine. He's repeatedly had a go at psychiatrists. I
really?
can't think why.
Yeah, it can't possibly be that he's had run-ins with them. No. What? So we got the agencies. Actually, I'm also just every dystopian novel's popping into my head here. I'm also was it Brave New World? Was that the series where they or the book where they threw people out of the city and they were out there in the wilderness? I think that was the name of that novel, and it was also also a television series, because that would be the only solution that I can see to this society here. If you don't want to ride the bus and be educated, we're going to send you to psychiatric evaluation. You are found criminally insane and irredeemable, and so we throw you out into the wilderness. They don't.
There have been quite a few movies with that kind of scenario and variations of it.
Yeah. But that seems to be the way the society would work. Or, like you said, you throw them into those. Well, you execute them. That would be the only other solution. If you don't want to ride the bus, you get executed. I mean, yeah, actually, there's a few Ray Bradbury short stories that kind of have that theme to them as well.
Yeah, you've got plenty of sci-fi ones as well, where instead of being the wilderness, they use another planet.
Yeah. Yeah, this. Well, I guess I'm not surprised. The more I think about this, the only route I see is the same route I saw when I heard him talking about it. Was you're pitching totalitarianism, and that's the. Well, maybe I just have no faith in human nature. Maybe that's part of my problem. Oh, and this is very true too. A horseman in the name.
No, it's not that. You actually realize what human nature is.
Yeah.
Human nature is that you will be best friends with your neighbor on Monday, kill him on Tuesday, and carry on as normal on Wednesday without the rule of law to keep your arse in line.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, that was a quote from the Duke of Wellington.
From who?
The Duke of Wellington, the guy that beat the snot out of Napoleon.
Oh, okay. Nope, I did not know that, but it's a good quote. I had a thought, then it disappeared. Like I said, was a long and don't ride the bus, you ride the wood chipper. Yeah, that's basically what the society is, I would think. But also, she was right here. Horseman under the name was law enforcement. That's the thing. He wants to get rid of policing and get rid of law enforcement, but
actually, he wants to increase law enforcement by a factor of 4.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Just put different labels on it, and get rid of
And
private
I'm not sure
security.
having law enforcement set the congressional boundaries is a good idea.
Well, that's one thing. This society that he's proposing. Um, Again, I'm probably confusing Montesquieu here. It's been so long, but and I think I mentioned this before, and it's out of my head now. But I thought he was the guy with the three co-equal branches of government that were essentially balanced to the point where they might be a bit adversarial at times. It's
Yeah.
kind of like within the United States that really should be the role of our executive and legislative branches. They should be um, uh, butting up against
Well,
each
all
other.
3 branches are supposed to try and beat the crap out of each other, but none of them ever can.
Right. And that seemed to have been the key thing to Montesquieu, and it seems like that gets completely that melts away in this future society. At least the way I'm interpreting his proposals here, um, because yeah, these 15 districts are electing judges for the Supreme Court, but how do they determine? Well, first you got to determine the districts. Who determines that? This double-blind study he's talking about, and then people vote on the districts, and then they have to vote the judges. Who decides what qualifies you to run to be a Supreme Court justice? Are you a Superior Court judge first? Well, again, people far
Look,
smarter than have written many books about building societies.
yeah, and none of them ever get it right.
Right.
But people are still arguing today, 250 years later, what certain words in the US Constitution mean.
Mm-hmm.
What a sentence means, whether it should be taken literally or just in the spirit of the sentence. And by people, I mean the Supreme Court is still arguing about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
The people that wrote that document are a lot smarter than the human chimpanzee that wrote this document.
Yeah. Yeah. And they actually, I believe, proofread the document. I don't see the Constitution going from subsection A to subsection B to subsection D.
Maybe C was so bad he had to take it out.
Yeah. And it could also
I mean, if this is the final document, wouldn't you like to see the proofs for it? The development stages this went through to become this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it seems like he took a Word document, just put it up on what is this, a WordPress site, I think. Oh, off topic, but this amused the heck out of me. So, terms and conditions for using the website. There are
Have you
none.
breached them?
Well, Probably there are none. Privacy policy. Suggested text. Our web address is comments. Suggested text. When visitors leave comments on the site, we will collect data. Blah, blah, blah. So this is all the default that was in here when he set up the website. Embedded content from other websites. Suggested text. So a lot of work went into him making this website, or whoever made it. This is actually kind of embarrassing. Maybe he wasn't expecting anyone to click things, but yeah.
Oh no, this website's one of his primary sources of income.
Which is kind of shocking.
Through his shop.
Yeah, I was looking at his shop earlier. Oh, many books. Oh, 2 books. Okay, well that's not really books; those case reports. An ebook for $25. Has a 5-star rating though.
Yeah, but some of the reviews are written by people who've never been to the United States.
Yeah.
Not literally. They say they've never been there.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't read the reviews or the book. Probably never will, to be quite.
One of them is actually by the guy that Chile hired to do the illustrations from the book, who's never been to America and is fundraising to try and get over to America from Africa.
Oh, really? This I'm not even gonna. I'll butcher his name. Not gonna even do it. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, now I'm getting lost in Chile's site. But yeah. Oh, here we go. Always thought the Constitution was a remarkable document. 250 years old and still being relevant today. Well, it was well put together, and they took. Well, again, they were drawing the best from all sorts of sources. It seems to me, and even sources that nobody credits, like Dan pointed out. Man, I'm gonna have to do a lot more research than I thought I was gonna have to do because of this.
Oh, the history and thing behind the U.S. Constitution is fascinating, but it's a lot more complicated than Dumbo tries to make it out to be. Sorry, yeah. Disney.
Well, this whole thing with the primary function of the Supreme Court was to oppress black people. It's basically
no, it wasn't.
No, I know, but that's the argument that he's making here until the 60s. And then I guess it became to oppress everybody through the evil of the police force. Well, all right. Well, this actually this is a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Thank you, Dan, for popping in, keeping me on task. Because I was thinking, oh, I'm tired. I don't know if I can get through this. And then you and Becca showed up, and yeah, I would
try and make it to one of your lives. We just can't always manage it with everything else.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that. And do you want to plug your event tomorrow, or would you rather not?
Some vicious, horrible people who shall remain nameless, Becca, it's Becca, it's always Becca, are trying to get me executed by electrocution tomorrow.
Yeah, 3:30 Pacific time, I believe, is when the event starts.
I think the event dies when either I do or the device electrocuting me does. One of us is not going to survive this day, and I'm not sure which one.
Uh-oh. So a good thing there's an ocean separating you two is what I'm hearing? The sense I'm getting?
Yes, because otherwise I might be tempted with my other hand whilst it's electrocuting me just to touch Becca. Because I know how electricity works.
So I only heard part of the conversation as to what this is. So this is some sort of device that's hooked up to the internet, and
Yeah,
she pushes
and it
buttons.
has no, it has 9 settings, and the first 9 settings of the super chats. So from $1 all the way up to $300, control what voltage I get.
Um, and is this for some sort of charity thing or just because?
Just for fun games, and people seem to like the idea. My audience are evil.
They
They
are.
have graduated from drunken arseholes. They are now just plain evil.
Well, everyone here are nice people, so they're not going to come electrocute you.
I don't know. I see a lot of. We have some audience crossover. I see some of them in here. They know who they are, and they know I'm talking to them.
Yeah, actually, I suspect there would be, given the number of people you sent my way.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Skeptic used to do it. I guess I'm getting paid back for the day we tried to actually kill him with the smoke machine. He hooked up one of those fog machines.
Yes, I
He
saw.
donated so much you couldn't see him.
Yes, yes, I
And
had
it
that
took
running.
him 3 days to clean up his room because of the residue it leaves on everything.
Oh, yes, I saw. I had that running in the background the day that was happening, and every time I looked up, it was more foggy in his room. And part of me was thinking, wait, isn't isn't that vapor? Doesn't he have a lot of computers in that room? Um, but well, he did go offline for quite a while, so maybe.
Or there was the day we tried to kill, I don't know if you're familiar with Blue Bacon
Oh yeah,
in
yeah,
his
yeah.
streams. We did try and kill him one day with alcohol poisoning.
Okay, because what
Blue has to take a pill in order to be able to consume alcohol because he's actually mildly allergic to it.
Oh, I thought he was just
But
joking when he was on about his allergy to apple juice.
no, he's serious. He has to take a pill.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
For 20 donations of $20, he takes a drink. Well, he'd been having a bad time of it, and people accusing him of things he hadn't done. And a whole load of us in the veteran community wanted to show our support for him. Yeah, we nearly killed him because we all kept putting in these donations. He flips the coin. If it lands on heads, he takes a drink. If it's tails, he doesn't. Well, we were doing it that often that he's just having to refill all these glasses all the time. Oh God, was he drunk? Oh, yeah, we all felt a little bit embarrassed about that.
Well, on the other hand, isn't that just a lot of the way the veteran community supports each other by trying to kill each other? That seems to
Yeah,
be a.
pretty much. Oh, yeah, and whilst I'm getting shocked, because my audience came up with this great idea, I have to hold a raw egg in the other hand.
Oh boy. No.
I know what they're trying to do.
Oh, all right. My haircut's
Yeah,
looking better.
they decided that being electrocuted wasn't enough on its own. No.
Well, there's Jesse. He has a comment to make.
Yes, I also noticed been making those comments on my community posts.
Oh. Yeah. I'm too nice for the people that hang out with you. Oh, there's a reason for it.
I shall figure a way to get revenge on a few of them. Mainly Becca. I'm going to figure out something.
I'll have to find. I still have it somewhere. The sign for my old office that used to be outside my door. Editors put it up. Other editors. Read "Festering Ball of Hate" because I was always be ranting about freelancers and other contractors and such. Maybe I need to find it and ship it your way, given what's going to happen to you tomorrow. The revenge you'll be seeking.
Oh, I will be.
Somebody wants me up a reason. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, well. I guess now that my coughing is starting to come back up, maybe that's a sign that we should call it an eat. God damn, where did that come from all of a sudden? I'm allergic to the idea of other people being electrocuted. I guess being shocked.
Yeah, no, you know. I know you'll be there popping in and sneakily watching to see how funny it is. Let's be honest here. We know you're going to partly because you want revenge for the haircut.
Yeah, I kind of did clear my afternoon tomorrow, so
I kind of figured as much. But hey, I can understand that one because you've got to look at that in the mirror every day and go, what did that bastard do to me?
yeah, it's coming back fast. Yeah, no, I'll be cutting around, looking for things to bring to the signing event on Saturday that I'm going to, and I'll be watching you getting shocked.
Yeah, that signing event sounds really interesting, though.
Yeah, it's the only drawback is it's going to be super cold by Washington standards. It's going to be in the mid 30s, which I forget what that is in civilized temperature measuring means. But
I think about 2 or 3, something like that.
yeah, I'm trying to.
Or is it a bit higher? No.
Oh, no, that's right.
Higher.
That's right, because it's right by freezing. So yeah, it would be a couple of it would be 2 or 3. It's 2 or 3 degrees. So it's going to be cold, and quite a bit of this was supposed to happen out of doors, which I always thought was dumb because it rains here all the time. But at least my section of it and the other writers and artists are going to be there. It'll be inside, so we'll be nice and warm. People visiting with the TARDIS will be out in the cold because apparently there's going to be a TARDIS there. There's going to be some of the Power Rangers, I guess.
Oh, maybe Chilito will turn up.
Yeah. Maybe he'll serve me with my lawsuit.
Oh no, wait, he can't. Washington State, you said. Yeah, no, he can't turn up there.
Well, he's in Los Angeles. Last anybody knew, it's a 10-hour drive.
No, he's
got
a restraining order up there.
Oh, that's right, he does.
He'd have to leave his gun and everything behind if he went up there.
That's right. I forgot about the thing with Blue Bacon.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh well. I guess I won't be
Afraid
giving
you're
him.
out of luck. He's not going to turn up there and give you his lawsuit.
I won't get my lawsuit. I won't be able to give him a free copy of Hick the role-playing game. Oh well. Truth be told,
Mind you, apparently I'm getting sued as well, so I'm okay, but not by Chile.
Oh,
Paul Enslaved apparently is suing me as soon as he works out how.
oh my God!
And he's suing me for punitive damages, which do not exist in the UK. So I'm guessing good luck with that one.
So, is he trying to do the same Chilito theory that you are denying him income for reusing his material on your site, or is he trying to?
I think it's because of me saying things about him is causing people not to give him money, which I really hope is true, because don't give him money, he's grifting you.
Yeah. And every time you guys are covering him, and I'm watching part of it, I'm thinking. That's why a couple times you probably seen the side chat go, wait, am I getting this right? Because I'm coming and going, and this sounds absolutely dumb. And
it doesn't get any better if you watch all of it. It still sounds absolutely dumb.
Yeah, that's what people have been telling me. That no, you're interpreting it correctly, and it is as dumb as I thought it was. That he is completely misunderstanding the source, the things he's trying to quote,
Yeah.
or he is,
Or just revealing embarrassing personal details, which he seems to like to do often, and then wonder why everyone laughs at him.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know about the rest of you, but if I had a problem with getting parts of my anatomy to stand to attention, I am not sure I would broadcast that to all of my listeners to poke fun at.
Right.
He does.
Especially not, yeah, and he does it, as far as I can tell, in earnest. He's not doing it. He's doing a bit. He's being serious about it. That was just,
Yeah. I mean, we've got his criminal records and stuff, and we keep meaning to actually do a show with his criminal records. However, we can't stop laughing and covering the stuff he's doing each day in order to have space to do his criminal records. I mean, there's a whole bit where he's claiming to be this alpha man and the man's man and absolute manly. Within 10 seconds, he's then doing a whole 30-minute rant about how great black people's manhoods are.
yeah.
We've sat there going, what? You switched from this manly man thing to now how great. How? What's going on here?
Yeah. It was the bit you were showing last. Was it last night or the night before? Again, it's one
Night
of the.
before.
I haven't been banned from watching you guys watching Paul yet, but it did get my coworker to sort of perk up when they were talking about I think it was Becca's hair, and she made the same comment that I made in your side chat that, oh, these are manly men talking about manly subjects, women's their hair and such.
Yeah, they've got a lot of issues with women. I mean, from all the silly things about debating people's hair and commenting on their appearance and all the rest of it, to any woman who dares stand up to them on the internet, they send them very detailed rape threats. I mean, things that would not be out of place in a very dark erotica kind of novel at that level of detail.
Okay,
and they think that's perfectly okay. They can't understand why people are annoyed at them for doing that.
And actually, the question about the lawsuit, I think that was about Chile, and no, I don't think we have any updates on that. But yeah, who the hell would admit it? Get a little blue pill. Yep. Although there are side effects, from what people tell me. Yes, from what people tell me, there are side effects. I do not know this.
Nice cover. Nice cover. You do know you've started that rumor now.
I just can't get out of my own way, can I?
The more worrying thing is, how the hell do you counter that rumor? There is literally no way you can prove it's not true.
Right. You just don't respond. I say nothing. But yeah, you are apparently. Well, I must be a vampire demon because I actually in my 20s is when I didn't even notice I'd gone gray and white actually until I was working with some people for the first time, and one of them said, "So what color did your hair used to be?" I went, "What? It's brown. What do you mean? What it used to be?" And then I looked in the mirror and realized, oh my God, there's no more brown hair in my head, or in my beard, for that matter. And my sister started getting her first gray hairs in her teens. So yeah, they just need to get out more because it's not all that uncommon.
No, it's not. I mean, I didn't notice I was even getting grey hairs for a number of years because I always dyed my hair weird colours.
Oh,
so I didn't notice. And then I stopped dyeing it for a bit and went, damn, I've not old.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, same deal. Actually, that
Yes, that's right, folks. Becca used to be a ginger. She has no soul.
yeah, that's actually like Lynx Hundahl, my main partner at ULO Games. She started in her teens, just like my sister. I didn't know gingers got white hair. They kind of went light pinkish, but again, seeing Lynx with her hair going weird or going white. So yeah, now I'm talking about manly topics such as women's hair.
Yeah, but we claim to be alpha male role models, whatever the hell, gods of all, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, no. I'm an overweight game designer. No alpha male here at all. Um,
Or as I always refer to everyone who does this YouTube stuff who's not, clinically insane like that, lot are just a couple of jackasses on the internet.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Actually, my experience is the people that talk about how tough they are generally not the ones that are not tough.
No, they're not.
Um, but yeah. Uh, oh yeah, I never did answer Dave's question here. I really don't know, Dave. I just I hear things. I don't know.
I do know that that little blue pill is really good for you if you're suffering from altitude sickness.
Really, didn't know
Mm-hmm.
that. The
Helps
yeah.
oxygenate the blood.
No, well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, for whatever reason, when I'm going to work, the radio station that I listen to, actually, when I'm driving around town as well, I need to find a better radio station because they run a lot of ads for the little blue pill or institutions that say they have better solutions. So
I believe they're coming out with a little pink pill.
a little pink pill.
Mm-hmm. Supposed to increase sexual desire in women.
Well,
I'm
all right,
not saying I know why this would be needed, but okay.
all right, okay. I'm glad you
Policy,
went
I guess.
because I was about to say something along those lines. um, and then I would have to answer to my partner at work, have to answer to my partner who loves games, have to answer for all kinds of women that would kick my ass if I were getting too frisky like
Yeah,
that.
I'm not gonna comment on that one, but for the same reason. Look, a whole load of them are gonna have the ability to shock me later. I'm being careful in what I say.
There is that, yeah.
Brave, not stupid.
Well, we should probably wrap this up so you can get your rest because you're going to need it. Or
God.
get yourself liquored up or something.
Oh, I might be getting myself liquored up. I'll tie the damn thing to my hand and just lay there unconscious going,
All right. And there I go coughing again. All right. I think I take that as a sign that we're going to wrap it up. Thank you again, Dan. You put a lot more of interesting material into this. And you got me thinking about, yeah, one should develop Chili's ideas into something.
Also, can you imagine how much it would annoy him? Seriously, if you developed a script and it got taken up, can you imagine how much he would lose his tiny little mind over it?
Yeah. Oh, of course, he would point to this and say that we stole his ideas.
No, just use them as a basis. It's perfectly legal.
Oh yeah, that actually was I had this conversation again with Links the other day because I put a thing up on the Neil Games blog, which I call an unauthorized second edition of a guy's board game, and she pointed out that aside from a single paragraph, all that material is original. So all we have to do is design a different board, and we have a new game. It would be the same thing with this.
Yeah.
Because well, I was just mentioning it. Clockwork Orange, Brave New World, hell, Blade Runner. You can go on about the
Yeah, there are elements of Judge Dredd. There's also elements of the Society from Logan's Run. There's The Prisoner, even, with the idea of the cities and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, The Prisoner sounds a lot like the city with 1,000 cameras, and there's no police, there's no enforcement, but you still can't leave. Huh. All right, I'm gonna start talking about this again. So let me be good, and let me be a responsible adult, and we'll call it.
It's got your creative juices flowing.
Yes, it has. But I have things I have to work on tomorrow. But I will definitely have to be coming back to this. And I hadn't even been thinking along those lines. So thank you, Mr. Network. Thank you, Mr. News Network.
You're welcome.
And I will see you at 3:30 this afternoon.
Also.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for coming out. And if you do end up doing some research into Chilito's ideas, please leave a comment or two. Give us your sources. Let us all educate ourselves. And I will see you later, Dan, and everybody else. Have a good night. And thanks again for coming out.